We are back on the halftime report. Retailer PVH has been on a tear. That stock's gained nearly 40% since the beginning of the year, although it follows a dismal 2018, which the stock fell 30%. Now, Morgan Stanley says the company has turned a corner. They initiate coverage. They go overweight on the rating. $164 is the target. Thus, it is our call of the day. Stephanie Ling, PVH.
I don't own PVH.
Why not?
Because they're pretty inconsistent on
execution.
You did, though. A long
Didn't
time
you?
ago.
Seems like a name
They're
for
very
you. Valuation level
seems
and
like
those
name.
kinds.
Cheap, beaten down.
No.
Company. Thanks very much.
Great valuation and all that kind of thing. It seems
yeah.
like a Steph name.
Yeah,
you know.
I just think that there's a lot that has to go right. I mean, they've had some problems and some missteps in terms of execution. I mean, they kind of get painted with the China brush for number one, so that's been a big problem. Currency is a big headwind for them. And they're having issues with some of their products in Europe, which isn't surprising given what's going on in Europe. But this analyst seems to think that all that's behind them and the valuation is discounting a lot of that, and that could very well be. I would like to see a few quarters of execution, just consistency, and I would like to see Europe actually stabilize.
Okay, so this is Kimberly Greenberger, a well-known analyst. Morgan Stanley says, to your point, concerns about China are overdone. Concerns about Calvin Klein execution are overdone. She's looking for a reacceleration, thus the overweight 164. Make sense?
So, Scott, I see you coming to me, and I understand it because it's this mix of
spread the
it's
mix of the football around here.
It's this mix of Italian fashion and Midwest overalls. I get it. I'm not really a Calvin
Klein. Trade,
Giorgio.
Tommy
Hilfiger guy. No, this stock is not my cup of tea, and the reason is that the winds of appreciation for fashion are so fickle. This thing could be hot for a couple of weeks. She could be right, and then something happens, whether it's in China, they all of a sudden decide they don't like Calvin Klein, or Calvin Klein gets the wrong, version of tan on its khakis, and the stock goes down. Not my cup of tea. I can't analyze what the long-term drivers are here.
The strength in this company has been Tommy Hilfiger. Calvin Klein, to Steph's point, is where you've seen the choppy execution. So the lift that they got in the prior quarter for Calvin Klein came from Europe. Now you're in this environment again where the whole world is questioning the growth potential in Europe, and I think it's correct to really cite that Calvin Klein is not going to see the sustained recovery. And I think they need Calvin Klein to recover. I think they need heritage brands to recover. I don't think this can be specific.
Why is the stock up 38% then year to date if you guys are dumping all over it?
Listen, the stock, first of all, the stock was 168, I think, in June, and I think it went down to 86 in December. So
well, that's right.
You're
a lot of stocks got destroyed
right,
in December.
Scott, but a lot of the stocks that got destroyed in December are now at or near all-time highs. This stock has a long way to go to get back towards 168. The bottom's probably in, but I think this is a story. We talk a lot about fundamentals and technicals on the show. This is where you really need to see fundamental traction. It's got to come from Calvin Klein, has to come from heritage brands. The macro stuff, I'm not so sure about
currency.
that.
I mean, currency's always been a big problem for this company. It goes both ways, though, right? So,
Best-in-class CEO, right?
Very good CEO, an excellent CEO, great management team, great bench. I mean, it really has a lot of the makings for a good story. I feel like they just stumble every 2 or 3 quarters, and it's that inconsistency, which is why I think it trades at 12.2 times forward estimates.
Okay.